Hi, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Tuesday Talks with Darleen. Today, I want to talk about the different guides you can connect to across the different realms and dimensions, universes, multi-universes, whatever it is. I love working with guides, ancestors, etc. I can't talk about how much I love working with them because, and I have clear guidelines around how they come through, when they come through. I like to have boundaries because I don't want them coming through all the time. I have a life to live. I have a life to enjoy, to love, with passion. And so I have boundaries around that. Now, I love working with them, and I've done lots of different courses and everything to ensure that the ones that come through with pure love. Anything that's out there, because if they come from other planets, other dimensions, we're not sure of, how they come through, what they come through with. I actually have at my crown chakra, which is where the messages come through. They come through the ear and everything else as well, but that's where they come through, so I can then use the other senses. I have guards everything there to actually stop anyone coming through that is not of pure love. And that is a great thing to practice. Now, as I've talked about them, instantly I can see them. They're there all the time. They swap around, they swap around because I like them to swap around so I can feel different energies and everything. I love it. They are there to help protect me. It's like living in life. And, we go out there and there's beautiful, amazing people, and there's not so amazing people. I don't like to say bad. There's something that we've labeled. Yes, there are things that are done that are bad, that are awful, that are just plain disgusting. I prefer other words, and that's just me personally, okay? You use whatever words work for you. Let's talk about the first, there's lots of them. I've just put them in this order for some reason. There's no order to them at all, no order whatsoever. Now, we talk about spirit guides and ancestors. They're actually non-physical beings assigned to your soul. Not necessarily ancestors are assigned, but they're actually there. Now, they can include our loving ancestors, protectors, and long-term spirit allies. Now, people say that, there's one like angel that's with you your whole life. This is my belief. I don't always believe that because when I change in big ways, and I have changed in big ways, maybe there is one guide there all the time. Maybe there's not. What matters is that I work with different guides, angels, etc. because I love that. And just coming through right now, I've just been told, yes, there is one guide that stays with you your whole life. So thank you. As you can see, I talk to them all the time. Now, they can show up as intuitive nudges, dreams, signs, or energetic presence in daily life. Now, yes, I have got a thing here I'm reading because there are so many of them that I needed to jot down my information and read from that. Now, what can they help with? They can help with protection, guidance, remembering your purpose, or even your gifts from your line that you have now, or other lives as well. So we've got gifts that come through. Whether we actually use them and embrace them or not is entirely up to us. It's entirely up to us. Now, I knew this would happen. This is an episode that I might yawn a bit because I let go, and I do that for other people. Interesting because I've just done I've just recorded another episode. Not once in that did I yawn at all. Anyway, so that was our first spirit guides and ancestors. Now we've got galactic or star family guides. Now, they are light beings from other star systems. So, example, Pleiadians, Arcturians, Sirians. Now, I know for a fact that my home world is actually Pleiades. That happened. What happened was when I was working in the healthcare field and I was traveling as a nurse, as a registered nurse, I actually was somewhere and I got to know a few people that are in the spiritual world. When I went out to her property, which is out more in the country, you get to see stars. I was with her one night and I looked up and I said, what is that? Like I could see some stars. And she went, oh, that is the Seven Sisters. That one is Pleiades. As soon as she said that, I actually physically dropped to the wood of the porch and actually started crying and said, I want to go home. That is how I knew that is where I'm originally from. And it's beautiful. I have done a lot of work on that, so I still get a tiny bit teary, but I'm aware that I'm on this earth with a purpose. And I live my purpose. I love my purpose. And so they're often here to help with earth evolution. They can show up as light codes, telepathy, visions, or a sense of home in star or cosmic imagery. They can help with healing, creative downloads, frequency upgrades, new paradigm leadership. And that is who's coming through for me a lot. The light codes, the light language, I write them, I talk, I sing, can't sing too well, whatever. And you may know of what's called Auslan or speaking for the deaf. You use your hands. Well, I do that with light language as well. So when I talk, I bring in light language. Now, I'm going to just say something so you're aware. We all bring through light language differently, and that's okay because light language is the one universal language everyone knows, but we can all say it a little bit differently. It is still the same language. It is not different languages. So I'm just going to say some light language now. Imokote fune paka o me isinika uima toma kale fune nabakaita isinika ponna. That is some light language. Beautiful, isn't it? It comes through amazingly. I love it. Now we've also then got elemental and earth-based guides. They are the spirits of the land, elements, plants, animals, or nature guardians. And I've actually seen them, and it's so beautiful, so beautiful. They can show up with repeated animal appearances. I see the crow a lot, and I love the crow. So animals, birds, and that show up for me a lot. I love, love, love. When I was living near the ocean, dolphins and whales showed up for me a lot. Like there was one year that a friend was coming down to go for a walk with me. And she actually said, how many whales have we seen today? And instantly I went, oh, 13. Guess what we've seen? We've seen 13 whales. Absolutely amazing. Plus, we've seen a pod of dolphins. I love it. Now, they can also show up as messages through nature and deep grounding experiences. I love standing barefoot on the earth or even laying on the earth. Because when you do that, when you lay on the earth and just relax, then nature knows, it understands, it senses your energy. And it knows, even if you're there laying on the floor, laying on the ground peaceful, yet you don't have good intentions, nature knows. So in that moment, you can be the best version of yourself. But if you don't have the best intentions, nature will know and it will not come and help you. So they help with embodiment, so body work. They help with cycles like the full moon, new moon, seasons, etc. They help with you connecting to the earth and co-creating with natural forces. In the past, I've actually created what's called crystal and flower essences. And I've actually, every time I've created one of those, I've always connected to the earth and brought in the elementals and that, whoever wanted to work with me. I didn't force them. I asked for their help. I always ask. And if they don't want to come in, they're not going to come in. It's simple. It's that simple. Then we've got higher self and multidimensional you. Yes, there is parts of you in other dimensions. And this is your soul's expanded, fully expressed self, accessed through deep connections, timelines, and inner visions. And this will show up through sudden clarity, future self meditations, which I love doing, or feeling yourself drop into more aligned action. Now, what happened to me years ago when I was living in Sydney, where I'm living again now, I did I think it was called a soul activation conference. And this person did like a meditation visualization. Now you're going to hear me do a sound. What happened was I physically felt my body, my soul slam back into my body. And it physically happened. I felt it. So what had happened before then, I wasn't fully integrated into my body. It was a way of keeping me safe because of what happened in childhood. A large part of me actually left, went back to where we are with the angels and everything, stayed there to feel safe. Yet when this light that's what it's called, light body acceleration conference, when that actually happened and I came back into my body, all of that came back. And that is the first time that I was fully aware of everything in my body. And I mean everything. And it was the first step, the first big step for me to be aware and start growing and changing. I'd done things before then. That was the first major step. And it was fantastic. And so higher self, other use in other dimensions can help with decision making, timeline shifts, and navigating your soul's path. We've also got angelic and light beings. They are divine, non-physical beings that serve light, and they often bring peace, protection, or healing. So we've got angels, which are personal. They can often be unnamed. They guide and protect quietly. Then we've got the archangels. They're the over are the oversoul energies overseeing collective themes. So example, Archangel Michael, protection, truth, courage. Archangel Raphael, healing and restoration. Archangel Gabriel, communication, clarity, divine messages. They all have a role and they may come through differently for you. This is just what people have said. This is what these angels do, they're archangels. I want you to talk to them and say, what do you do for me? Because they will do different roles for everybody. Because someone out there decided that Archangel Gabriel was communication, clarity, and divine messages. What if that's not true for you? I want you to open up yourself and talk to them. Now they can show up as tingling, warmth, white or coloured light, or calming chaos. And when you open up your psychic abilities more and more, they will come through. For me, thankfully, all my abilities open. Hearing, I don't need as much because my vision, my sense, my knowing are so strong. I love hearing though, like it's so cool when you hear things. And what they help with, as I said, healing, strength, divine alignment, all basically anything that you need, you call upon the angels and archangels. If you don't know what it is, who the archangel is, that's okay. You can say, I am feeling confused and upset. Can the archangel that works with this come through? And they will come through because they know what they do. They don't need to be named or anything. Then we got councils or collective guides. You may have heard of people talking about there's a council of the different from different universes and dimensions and everything. Galactic Council, that's what it is. I knew it'd come through. Thank you, guides. Galactic Council. And of course there is. They're there. There's also collective guides. Now, they're groups of non-physical beings who guide individuals or humanity at large, which is why we've got a galactic council, and often include your soul's council or galactic interdimensional collectives. Now, we've got the Council of Light, a high frequency collective supporting planetary evolution. Then we got the Akashic Record Keepers. The Akashic Records are everything that you've done in every single lifetime. Everything that you've done, said, whatever it is, everything in your life now and in all previous lives. And if you don't believe that, that's okay. There are keepers of the Akashic Records because you don't want anyone going into your record and finding things out. I've actually asked the keepers, no one can access my records without my permission. And I don't let people do that at all. People say, oh, yeah, I can just go in. No, because I have gone there myself and I've talked to those keepers and I've said, this is what I want. And they're quite clear on that. There's actually, and it's just coming through now. Wow, I love this stuff. There's actually one keeper that has all the tools, like it's got a sword, everything that stops anyone trying to access my records. And that is what you can do as well, because there are people out there that unfortunately do mean harm, and they will do everything they can to go into your records and find everything out. And, that's why I've got the keepers there helping. Then we've also got the Arcturian Council of Nine, or Lyrian High Council. They're star collectives offering wisdom on consciousness expansion. Now, they can show up in channeled writing, dreams, or a sense of many voices speaking as one. And I've actually got a council. Like, I actually work with a council. So that is who comes through for me. And what they help with, mission clarity, deep soul work, even frequency shifts, which is why the light language comes through so easy for me now. So easy. And we've also got different guides that you can connect to in life and business. So we've got your inner guide. That is you, like another soul of you. And it's intuition, values, and lived experience. Now, this matters because this is your first and most consistent guide, and it's shaped by your experiences, inner knowing. So it's you, it's you. You are your first guide. You can access it by stillness, reflection, journaling, or simply asking yourself, what do I really want? What do I need in this moment? How can I serve the world today? Or you might even say, how can I serve my niche today? So it can help with alignment, boundaries, and making value-based decisions. Then you've also got strategic guides. So you've got coaches, mentors, experts. They help you see the bigger picture. They can collapse timelines and access proven methods. And of course, when I work with my coach, I'm big on saying, that doesn't feel right for me. I'm not going to do that because it is your life. It is your business. You do it your way. So they can help with business models, marketing, launches, anything to do with business. Then you've got business friends, you've got collaborators you work with, or even accountability partners if you want to do that. And they are your sounding boards. They are the people in the trenches with you. Your coaches as well. And you can access them through whichever way you want, in person, online, whatever you want. They can help with motivation, mindset wobble support, and real-time brainstorming. Then you've also got your audience guide. They will give feedback, engagement, and your people will tell you what they need if you're listening closely. How do you tap in? Read comments, read your DMs, look at the reviews. If you get people to fill in forms, look at the responses. Look at the patterns in what content resonates. Then there is also the rhythmic guide, which is cycles, capacity, and energy of yourself. Now, you're not a machine. So tapping into your own rhythms, own energy helps you with your business. It helps you grow in a way that works for you. You can track your energy, plan around life seasons, notice burnout cues. This helps with scheduling, batching content, rest, and long-term planning. Then you've also got your learning guides, books, podcasts, courses, content. You can access and actually grow with when chosen intentionally. Now, how to avoid overwhelm? Following one source at a time and applying before consuming more. That's how you avoid overwhelming. Just following one thing at a time and applying before you then consume more. And it helps with skill building, speaking, helps with speaking, expanding your thinking and trying new ideas. Then you've also got a spiritual guide if it's relevant to you. Now, for some, this adds meaning and anchoring in uncertain times. As I said at the start, all those guides come through. So go back and listen to that again. It will be in the description as well. And they can show up in meditation, prayer, rituals, ancestral wisdom, or even synchronicities. And it helps with resilience, courage, and trust in the unknown. Thank you so much for watching, listening, subscribing, commenting, all that awesome stuff. And I'll see you on the next episode.